how far we've come.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hi, and welcome to My River District, a show all about Owen Sound and why locals love it here. I am here today with friends of mine from the River District. We've got the Heartwood Empire, Joanna Ellenwood and Greg Bartrell. Sorry, I try to practice anyways. And they are the owners of Heartwood Home, Heartwood Hall, and now Parkwood by Heartwood, a restaurant.
Correct. Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, we love to see our local River District businesses expanding and growing and changing and adapting and all that kind of stuff. And now you've just launched Parkwood. It's a hit. Everybody loves it. I hear nothing but rave reviews.
We're so glad. Right.
So tell me a little bit, like, how did we get here?
Well, we've been up here since around 2005.
Okay.
And we were on a farm for 8 years first, up at Lake Charles, about 25 minutes north.
Okay.
But we couldn't figure out the long-term thing of the farm, so we decided we would try to do something that we were more familiar with. We weren't farmers, by the way, but which is entertainment, the restaurant industry, retail stores. Joanna managed flower stores in Toronto. I ran and had a number of bars and restaurants for, I mean, we've been in this business for 35 years, really. And when we originally decided to do something in Owen Sound, in our present location, that wasn't our first choice. Our first choice was actually 80 99th Street East, which was the building previous to the Sydenham condos. So that's what we originally put an offer in to the city to buy that building from them. And it actually, I think they were going to sell it to us. On the Friday, we had the offer in, and on the Monday they were going to make the decision, and what happened was the building got scooped from us by the guy that was the original entrepreneur that was going to do the Sydenham condos. So we lost out on that deal, and that was a great building. I don't know if you were here then or if you were familiar with that.
Reasonably familiar. I didn't go to that school.
The pool hall?
Yeah.
There was a pool hall there, Riverside Billiards, I believe. It had a great...
Oh, Sydenham condominiums, not school.
Yes.
Right.
We have named everything Sydenham.
Yeah. It was a two-store...
Yes, I actually hung out in that pool hall.
We had great ideas for that because it was really adjacent to the farmers market in a way too, and it had a lot of commercial. It was a commercial building and had an elevator in it. It was an old garage. It had a ramp down into the basement, I believe, for parking. It was pretty neat. Anyway, it didn't happen. And then I don't know what happened. We waited a little bit of time, and then the Jolly's building, where Jolly's Bicycles was, across from the former bingo hall, which is now
GB Arts.
GB Arts. And that, so we purchased that building in 2013. So it's been almost 10 years since, over 10 years now.
Jolly's was only the back portion of it though, right?
Yes,
it was
but he
never in
owned the
front.
building. We bought the building from him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he
Okay.
tried a number of different things in the building, and yeah, we bought that and decided we were going to do a retail space in it, and he was going to rent and keep doing the bike shop, and we were going to do the pool hall. I mean, we were going to do the pool hall. We were going to do the concert hall upstairs, which is something I said I would never do, which is build a hall or an event space on the second floor of a building, which I did. And I mean, that was 2014, the store opened. in the fall of 2015, the hall opened, and he was our tenant for quite a while, and then he decided to leave around late 2019, and we were trying to think of what we could do with that space. Of course, we thought we would make a restaurant there, and then the pandemic happened.
Sure.
And we had planned, and we were just starting then, and through the 3 years we carried through and finally got it up and running in the mid 2023.
And you officially opened this summer?
In the summer.
Yeah.
Mid-June.
Mid-June?
Yeah, it wasn't a good time to open because we were just getting open, and the pandemic brought with it a lot of different things and a lot of changes in that industry. Would we still do it if we'd known now what all the changes? Because there was a lot of negative changes just in terms of trying to build anything, trying to get people to build for you, like professional trades, and the cost of everything went up, and the difficulty in finding labor. So we got through, and it took like probably a lot longer than we thought it might take. It took 3 years to get it done. But it's unique in the way that the other two places are unique in the building, because it's really built from all our spare parts, like stuff that we collected.
We're all about upcycling.
We're all about upcycling.
And using readily available things, such as the tin ceiling tile that came off the ceiling in the bike shop.
Yeah.
Is now a major part of walls
it's so
and things.
beautiful. And every building in the River District that has, benefited from that tin ceiling, luckily there's many businesses who have kept that up or saved it in some capacity. And yeah, Parkwood is a perfect representation of how you can use things again, and things that are old become new again, and just they're shining. They are beautiful. So yeah, I mean, Parkwood is a whole vibe when you walk in.
Yeah, and it has character as though it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And that all of our spaces, I think, reflect that, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Heartwood Hall, killing it in terms of the concerts you're bringing in, the bands. I know some local bands and some local musicians have kind of gotten their start there, and are now touring in Toronto and stuff like that. We have a couple of young women in the community who are in the music circuit and stuff, and they still call Heartwood stage home, and they often come and perform as they're growing their careers. And then of course there's Heartwood Home, which I often spend way too much money in, buying endless beautiful plants and upcycled. There's toys, there's clothing, there is paint. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Heartwood Home?
Well, primarily it's furniture, yes. Both rescued furniture from the dump, and found furniture from auctions, or furniture from people downsizing. That's huge right now. But then I also have consigners who upcycle the furniture, who use the paint. We now sell fusion paint at the store, which is really a wonderful product for painting furniture and giving it new life.
Okay, like what does it bring to the table in terms of a paint, and what makes it different than like your run-of-the-mill stuff you get at any other paint store?
Well, there's a huge trend right now for chalk paint.
Okay.
So this is its own version of that. So it's a matte finish.
Okay.
But fusion is made with minerals in an acrylic base. So it's easier to work. It's pre-mixed. The colors are there. They're fantastic colors, and it's very durable.
And a person I know actually told me that it just a little bit goes so far that it's just
yeah.
a really good quality product that
excellent
will get you
coverage.
through your entire project,
Yeah.
and you'll be quite pleased with the results. So, I mean, and I take that person's review very seriously. So that's great to hear. And then you've got the little cafe in the back that is
Yep.
part of the store, and sometimes you use it and stuff. I mean,
Yep,
I've had teas there and stuff, which is a lot of fun.
It acts as a cafe, but it also acts as a landing spot for things that need to get done around the store. So, and it's very simple. It's not a fancy cafe. You know, we don't have flavor shots, for example. It's just your basic Americanos and lattes and things like that.
Yeah, but it's a very welcoming space, because I remember I was, I don't know, 2 weeks postpartum or something like that, a teeny tiny little baby, and we didn't see the coming pandemic, and we went in there, had a lovely tea. The larger kids were kind of playing with some of the old toys that hold up because they're older toys and they were well made, and we just had a lovely time in there. It was a really great vibe, great atmosphere, kind of, you know, come, stay, learn about the products you're buying. They all kind of have a history and a reason for being there. Where do the plants come from?
I buy from a nursery just outside of Toronto in Markham. They have a huge selection, all different kinds of plants, tropical plants.
But why plants? Do you have a specific love for plants?
I've kind of been obsessed with plants since I was very young.
Okay.
I got that from my mom, who also had a lot of house plants. Yeah.
Nice. And so do you also like to garden, or are you just more of like a houseplant kind of person?
I'm primarily house plants, but I do love to garden as well.
Today's gardening day.
Today's gardening day. What does gardening day mean?
Mondays, I am a member of a little gardening club with a friend who has a very huge vegetable garden. Yeah.
Okay, I have a huge weed garden, runs the whole perimeter of my house. I like it a lot. It's good for the butterflies. Yes, but I do love coming into your store and seeing the most beautiful plants. We're very, very lucky to have, you know, everything from like tropicals and succulents and all that kind of stuff. And you guys are a wealth of knowledge about them as well, which is really, really lovely. We are just about to go to break, but when we come back, I want to hear about what your favorite plants are specifically, and I want to hear more about Heartwood Hall.
Okay.
And of course, we will loop back to Parkwood by Heartwood when we get back.
I'm Mayor Ian Boddy. If you want to understand the decisions being made about your community, please join us on Rogers TV Cable 53 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. or online at rogerstv.com to watch the Owen Sound City Council. You can also read our agendas and reports or watch replays of meetings at owensound.ca. We hope you'll stay informed, and we hope you'll tune in. Thanks.
Get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. Join us every week for the most in-depth analysis, heated debates, and special guests. We give you action off the ice and off the field with all the drama and all the fun. Don't miss out on the sports talk show that's taking the game to a whole new level. Get your game face on and join us on RTV Sports Wrap.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. Oh, what a shot.
The OHL on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to my River District. I'm sitting here with Joanna and Greg of the Heartwood Empire. I don't even know how to say it other than that.
Right.
Do you know what? A friend of mine calls it Heart World.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like
You
that.
sell T-shirts or something, Heart World, and it's so positive, so and heartwarming. But anyways,
Okay.
so welcome back. We were talking about your plants in Heartwood Home. Is there a particular kind of plant that you think is your favorite?
Absolutely. I'm obsessed with Hoyas right now.
Hoyas.
Hoyas.
What ones are those?
They're like almost a succulent in that they don't require a lot of water, but they do need a lot of sunlight. But there's so many varieties. That's what really intrigues me. There's so many varieties of Hoya.
I'm really into Monsteras right now.
Yeah.
If I don't kill the one I have at home, but I bought it at Heartwood.
Oh.
So I can always come buy another one.
True enough.
No, that's fantastic. And once upon a time, you also had some fruit trees, about a lemon tree there. I killed that really fast, but that's on me.
They're finicky, yeah. No, they're hard to come by.
Yeah?
I have a lot of people asking for them, and they're hard to find.
Interesting. Well, and I like how like the inventory of plants and everything really turns over regularly. Everything's kind of one of a kind, and you know, you've got a lot of kind of retro stuff at certain times. You had a dining set at one point that was like very 1970s, but it was in such great shape. And it was just like flashbacks to everything. It was really wonderful. Anyways, I feel like going into Heartwood Home is a huge experience. And I mean, we're so lucky to have you down here.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we've also got Heartwood Hall that has some of the best concerts in town.
Okay, great. Thanks.
It's such a great space. I mean, it's chill up there. You've got tables, or you don't have tables, depending on, you know, the kind of
event is, yep.
event. People rent it out for various events as well. You've had weddings. You've had artisan markets. You've had private parties. You've had a whole bunch of different stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about the booking process for a private event?
For the process for a private event?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for private events, they just have to make sense to us.
Okay.
Like in terms of how many people might be attending, what the purpose of the event is, because really most of our revenue is derived from the selling of you know, alcoholic beverages and beverages of any sort. So we have to suss out, and most of our revenue would come from our weekend events.
Sure.
Fridays and Saturday nights. So we only have 8 of those a month, and there's always more demand than there is availability of dates. So a lot of times we do fundraisers and other, a lot of community events and things like that we'll try to do during the week.
Okay.
And if we can accommodate private parties on Fridays or Saturdays, or if they make sense, like I booked one with Jim McManaman for a Kiwanis thing coming up. Like, I mean, it's not so much like a private event, but we do the odd interesting community thing if it makes sense. It is a big space. So to do like small, tiny events may not make economic sense. Mm-hmm. Oh, and also, because it's a big space, if you only have a few people in there, it doesn't have the greatest vibe, perhaps.
Sure.
Right? So it's up to me to pick and choose and try to figure it out. But it's a great space for hosting a lot of different things.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
And we can change it around a lot. Like you say, we've got extra tables, we can change this, we can take our tables away, we can accommodate dance parties at just about everything, especially now with the addition of the restaurant in the building. So we can do our own catering. Sometimes we can't because we're too busy and the restaurant's open. But, and that was one of the things when we originally came up with the Heartwood idea, which is we wanted to be a community hub. And we think that in a sense now with the addition of the restaurant, you know, we're more of that too. Like, the restaurant's big, people can come in there, they can work during the day, they can have meetings, they can socialize there. A lot of times people will make reservations, come in early, and then go upstairs to the hall after to a show, and then go to the store, and then they can go into the restaurant if it's during the day. So everything's kind of connected in some way right now, and
No, I think that's phenomenal. And
Yeah.
it just makes a lot of business sense, especially when the catering opportunities come up. I know the River District booked you. It was me.
Right.
For the River District membership
Right.
party that's coming up in November. Really excited about that. And yeah, I mean, you guys have been so easy to work with on getting everything organized.
Okay.
You just have everything that people need to kind of get set up, which is nice. I mean, I was like, oh, can we have a microphone? Yeah, we've got that. Oh, do you have speakers? Oh, yeah, we've got that taken care of. Oh, okay, so I need to just show up.
We have 3 stages in the building now, so, because there's a small stage upstairs in the hall.
Yes.
And there's the large stage, and we've been doing a number of shows and events in Parkwood also. Another thing, when you talk about doing private events and parties, Parkwood, we're fielding calls and things like that also for private events in the restaurant. And because Owen Sound likes to have their dinner early and go back home or do whatever, the restaurant part of the business is over. Like, just we're serving food, and 8 o'clock is the end of dining time. So we often will host things from 8:30 to 11 or midnight.
Just kind of turn it over.
Birthday parties, and like a retirement party, engagement parties, and we're capable of doing small music shows, not big like in the hall,
sure,
with but kind of stripped down acoustic things. We were going to mention that Parkwood will be open on Sundays in December. We're going to try to get open another day of the week, and those particular days, Saturdays and Sundays that we're open, lend themselves to doing some kind of matinee something during the day. So the first Sunday in December, we have a Christmas jazz event in the middle of the afternoon.
Okay.
So people can come and they can eat, but we'll also like have a block in the afternoon where there's music happening also.
So are there like pre-reserved tickets for that, or is it just going to be like...
That one's, most of the events that will take place there will be by donation or pay what you can.
Right.
And so people can be dining at the same time. They don't have to pay if they don't want to, or donate to the musicians. But there'll be stuff that we think will still fit within a restaurant, like musically or some other kind of entertainment.
Sure.
So that they can coexist at the same time.
Let's talk a little bit about your menu. I've taken a couple of long looks at it.
Okay.
Longingly looks at it.
It's 2 restaurants in one.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's 2 restaurants in one?
Well, we have a pizza restaurant basically.
Yeah.
So we have a pizza and a salad side.
Okay.
And then we have kind of a regular restaurant side, like with a kitchen line and stuff like that. So there's almost like there's a pizza menu, and then there's like a regular restaurant menu. But I like to think we have 2 restaurants that coexist in the same space.
Well, that's a fun way to think about it.
There is something for everyone, we hope to think, and people are responding really well to the space and to the food.
And you have a kids menu.
And we have a small kids menu.
Yeah, well, that's all you need for a kid.
Yeah, we get a lot of families and kids.
Yeah, it's great. I have a little box of toys for kids to play with too in the restaurant.
It's accessible.
You're a queen. That's it. You've got the box of toys. You are automatically the favorite place for kids to go.
Right. It's true. It
Also
makes a
me.
difference.
I also like to play with toys. That's fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about the menu development on the non-pizza side of things?
Right. So we are not completely local products, but we have a lot of local products, and we support a lot of local producers. And I think there's a little accreditation or a badge or something we can get. Like if you have a certain, I think somebody made this aware to us just recently. If you get a certain percentage of your menu items locally, then there's something you can put up on the door. I forget what it's called. Do you remember?
2? No, I think it's with Ontario Culinary.
Oh, okay, because you already have the Waste Watchers.
Right.
Yes.
The Owen Sound Waste Watchers badge of honor for being sustainable and friendly and things. Did they make mention to something in the restaurant about that as well?
Oh yeah, they encourage people to bring their own containers, their to-go containers. So
Glorious.
if you have leftovers, our portions are pretty big, so there's often leftovers going out the door, and you're welcome to bring your own containers.
I think that's phenomenal.
So on the drink side, like many of our craft beers and ciders we get locally. And then on the food side, you can probably answer this better, but you know, like Donald's Honey Supplies, that the microgreens, New Life Farms, I
New
believe.
Life Farms with the
New Life
microgreens,
Farms.
Moore's Meats for our chicken and burgers.
And Chatsworth.
Yeah. Nan from, oh my goodness, I'm going to get it wrong. Sunrise
Bakery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sunrise.
Yeah. That, I mean, that's as
Probably
local as
more.
you can get it. It's basically around the corner.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, and I love it. Like, all of these River District businesses are working to support businesses in the community by supporting local and looking for the most sustainable ways to, you know, support the businesses. Also happens to be supporting local.
Right.
So it's just this wonderful circle
All
of
support each other.
of supporting each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's so, so wonderful. I know that I'm really looking forward to our event at Parkwood. This is going to be my first time actually getting to sit down and eat there, because it's either full or I'm working.
Right.
So I'm very, very excited about this event happening. And you said that you are going to be open on Sundays in December for lunch service and dinner service, or just lunch service?
It'll be
1 to 7.
1
Okay.
to 7.
Okay,
on,
that's
So
on
dinner
the first
and
3
lunch.
Sundays of December.
okay. That's
Because
perfect.
one is Christmas Eve.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't have to work Christmas Eve if you don't want to when you own the business.
Right.
That's fantastic news, and a lot of other River District businesses are open Sundays during the holiday season as well. So it's a great way to just kind of plan a whole Sunday around, you know, getting your holiday shopping done, go to Heartwood Home, get some holiday shopping done, and then have a great meal with some entertainment as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great other retail businesses around us, and you know, we're a part of trying to get more people downtown, just like they are. And I think that, like especially during this fall and holiday season, you'll see all these businesses like working harder to get people downtown and showcase their wares. And there's just a lot of great stuff happening downtown, right?
Absolutely, and we think that people should know that and come
Right.
to our website, owensoundriverdistrict.ca, to learn more. And just as we're wrapping things up, I would like to ask you very, very quickly in the last minute, why do you both, as locals, love it here?
Well, we touched on the community aspect and the support. I think that's really my favorite thing about the area. When we first moved here, I was immediately encouraged to join in with groups of people who I, to this day, am friends with. It's a very welcoming community.
We're pretty lucky in that. And yourself?
I think one of the great things about Owen Sound is it's kind of located regionally, like centric to a lot of great things that are near and close by. So just its geographical location and being so close to, if you want to go over to Southampton, like Lake Huron side, the sunsets, or if you're over on the bay side, maybe you are going to Collingwood, Meaford, Thornbury, and then so close to being up on the peninsula. And so like Grey Bruce and the surrounding area is just such like a naturally great area. And being in Owen Sound gives you the means to just pop around anywhere and then also enjoy everything that's like local and right here in town.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for coming in, telling us a little bit about the Heartwood Heart World. Thank you to you for watching us again, and I will present you both with your Locals Love It Here buttons.
Okay.
Thank you for loving it here, and thank you for joining us again this week.
Thank you.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our